to the Deeper Cuts mix, back to back. We had Free Like Me, Lee Walker, DJ Dion and Katie B, Destiny by Dem 2, Battle from 2015, Follow Me, that wicked tune from Yesteryear by Elias, Promises, Chichimi and Kaleem Taylor, Everything You Never Had, Breach featuring Andrea Triana. And in the background, finally, Kings of Tomorrow and Julie McKnight on vocals. You can catch that mix again, the Good Groove Deeper Cuts mix, on the BBC Sounds app, searching The Good Groove. Don't snooze on it. Romesh will be here at midnight with For the Love of Hip Hop, and Johnny Walker is up next with The Rock Show. Of course, this is Radio 2. On your BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker, and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 11 o'clock. This is Matthew Carter. More than 4,000 people who were given contaminated blood should receive compensation, the chairman heading an inquiry into the scandal has recommended. At least 2,400 people died after contracting HIV or hepatitis C through NHS treatments in the 1970s and 80s. Sir Brian Langstaff has urged the government to pay an interim amount of £100,000 to surviving victims and bereaved partners. Des Collins is a solicitor representing around 1,500 of the victims. He says the payments should be made straight away.
Matt Hancock, when he was Health Secretary last summer, appeared before the inquiry. He was quite adamant that if at any stage compensation was recommended by the inquiry, that the government would pay it. Now, we'll be back out there on Monday morning to try and put as much pressure as we can on the government to make that payment immediately. And when I say immediately, I don't mean within 3 months, I mean immediately.
A High Court judge has ruled for the first time that the council which owned Grenfell Tower in West London is liable for the deaths of some of the victims. The Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea admitted it had failed to ensure the building was not defective before it caught fire in 2017. 2 people have been arrested after a 9-year-old girl died in a suspected stabbing in Boston in Lincolnshire. Lilia Valetutier's body was found yesterday evening on Fountain Lane, where people have been laying tributes. The senior officer in charge of the murder investigation said it was an utter tragedy. These residents expressed their shock.
It's so scary because I have kids. My kids are 8 and 5 years old. And to me, it's just like, I just don't understand how is that even possible, you know?
Devastating, to be honest. In Boston, it's like, not normally this stuff happens, you know, so it's absolutely devastating.
Spain has reported what's thought to be Europe's first monkeypox-related death in the current outbreak of the disease. Its health ministry has recorded more than 4,200 infections. Just 64 of them were in women. As of yesterday, there were more than 2,400 confirmed cases in the UK. Rebecca Vardy has said she's devastated at losing her libel action against Colleen Rooney. Mrs Rooney had accused her of leaking stories to the papers, which the judge found was true. Mrs Rooney said the case should never have gone to court. A media lawyer, David Banks, says Mrs Vardy may have not known what she was getting herself into.
You might be able to win in the course of public opinion on Twitter or Instagram or any of these social media platforms. But in the forensic environment of the High Court, where you no longer have juries, you're facing a High Court judge who will cut through all of the nonsense and focus very much on the issues at hand.
And a watch said to have belonged to Adolf Hitler has sold for £900,000 at auction in the United States. The timepiece has a swastika and the initials AH engraved on it. Jewish leaders have condemned the sale. And that's the latest BBC News. The time, 3 minutes past 11.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, make me over.
You guys ready?
Now, the Radio 2 Rock Show with Johnny Walker.